You're standing in the middle of a massive concrete warehouse, staring at a giant pallet of paper towels, completely convinced you are getting the best deal in town. You're probably wrong. In fact, if you don't know exactly what to look for on that little white price tag, you are literally leaving money on the warehouse floor. Most people walk into Costco with a strict list and walk out with a $400 receipt, completely convinced they just outsmarted inflation. The truth is, Costco has a secret language, a hidden pricing code, designed specifically to clear out inventory, while keeping the average shopper completely in the dark. I know this sounds crazy, but stick with me. For the last 15 years, I've worked behind the scenes in retail pricing strategy and consumer behavior. I've analyzed exactly how the biggest big box retailers engineer their aisles, their end caps, and their price tags to maximize every single dollar you spend. I know the exact feeling of walking out of that automatic sliding door, showing your receipt to the person with the highlighter, and wondering how a rotisserie chicken and a bag of coffee suddenly turned into a car payment. You are not bad at budgeting. You just don't have the insider playbook. Here is the secret. Stop looking at the big numbers on the price tag. The real story is actually hidden in the cents. If you see a price tag ending in 99 cents, you are paying the standard, full retail Costco price. It is still a decent deal compared to your local grocery store, sure. But it is absolutely not a hack. Now, if you see a price tag ending in 97 cents, that is the holy grail. That specific number is a nationwide internal code for a manager markdown. It means Costco wants that specific item gone yesterday, and they have aggressively slashed the price to make it happen. You will never see a big red clearance sign or a flashing light. You just have to know the code. When you see 97 cents, you are looking at a deal that is practically at or below cost. But it actually goes deeper than that. Keep your eyes peeled for prices ending in 00 or 88 cents. These are local store markdowns. This means the store manager at your specific location has decided to blow out the inventory. Usually, this happens with floor models, slightly damaged packaging, or returned items that are perfectly fine but need to be moved immediately. These are the absolute rock bottom prices you will ever see in the store. Which brings me to the most ominous sign in the entire warehouse. If you look at the top right corner of any price tag and see a little black asterisk, you are looking at what retail insiders call the Death Star. That little star means the item is not being restocked. Ever. Once the current inventory on that pallet is gone, it is gone for good. If it is a seasonal item or a household staple you absolutely love, you need to stock up right then and there. If you ever happen to see the Death Star combined with a price ending in 97 cents, you have basically found a retail unicorn. Buy it before the person standing next to you realizes what it is. If understanding these hidden retail codes is already saving you cash, hit that subscribe button. It tells me to keep exposing these industry secrets so you can stop overpaying. Now, you might be wondering why Costco goes to all this trouble to hide their clearance deals instead of shouting them from the rooftops. It is because they want you focused entirely on their in-house brand. And honestly, you usually should be. But here is the massive open secret: they don't explicitly advertise on the packaging. Kirkland Signature isn't just some generic, lower-tier manufacturing run thrown together in a cheap factory. In almost every case, it is the exact same premium, name brand product you already buy, just wearing a different black and red label. We are talking about Duracell manufacturing their batteries, Bumblebee packing their canned tuna, Starbucks roasting certain blends of their coffee. When you buy Kirkland Signature, you are entirely bypassing the massive marketing budgets of those giant global brands and paying purely for the raw product. You get top-tier quality without paying the brand tax that funds their Super Bowl commercials. But what happens if you bought a high-ticket item at full price, and the very next week you walk in and see it marked down to that magical 97 cents? Most people assume they are just out of luck and chalk it up to bad timing. The reality is much more consumer-friendly. Costco has a phenomenal, practically hidden price adjustment policy. If you buy an item and the price drops within 30 days of your purchase, you do not have to drag the massive flat-screen TV or the bulk box of diapers all the way back to the store to do a return. You simply take your original receipt straight to the customer service desk, point out the new price on the floor, and they will refund you the exact cash difference right there on the spot. If you bought the item online at Costco.com, it is even easier. You can request the adjustment through a simple form on their website. It is literally free money sitting on the table that millions of shoppers just walk right past every single day. So you've got your 97-cent price tags and your price adjustments dialed in, but the physical warehouse itself is actively working against you from the second you walk through the doors. If you've ever gone in for a rotisserie chicken and milk, only to find yourself wandering the electronics section for 20 minutes, that is not an accident. Retail engineers design these massive warehouses using a specific psychological concept. They intentionally place the absolute most essential items, the meat, the dairy, the bakery, at the absolute furthest points from the entrance. Why? Because to get your gallon of milk, you are forced to navigate the maze. You have to walk past the seasonal displays, the giant TVs, and the center aisles. We call this main middle area Action Alley. This is the prime real estate where Costco places their highest margin impulse buys. They are deliberately creating a treasure hunt atmosphere. They want you to stumble upon an incredible deal on a paddleboard, or a set of mixing bowls that you never intended to buy. The trick to beating the maze is simple, but incredibly hard to execute. If you are on a strict budget, stick only to the perimeter and the deep back walls. Do not cut through the center aisles unless an item is explicitly on your list. But let's say you did fall for the trap. You bought an espresso machine or an air fryer that looked amazing in Action Alley, and now it's sitting on your kitchen counter gathering dust. This brings us to one of the most powerful, yet wildly misunderstood safety nets in modern retail. Most stores give you 14 to 30 days to return an item, and if you lose the paper receipt, you are completely out of luck. Costco operates in an entirely different reality. They have a 100% satisfaction guarantee that is practically unheard of in my 15 years in this industry. With very few exceptions, you can return almost anything, anytime, in almost any condition. You don't need the original packaging. You don't even need the receipt. Because your membership card tracks every single purchase, the customer service desk can simply scan your card and pull up the exact transaction history. I have literally seen people return half-eaten watermelons because they didn't taste right, or a perfectly good sofa a year after they bought it. Now, I am absolutely not telling you to abuse the system. But if you are holding on to something that genuinely didn't meet your expectations because you think it's too late to take it back, stop stressing. Put it in your trunk and take it to the desk on your next trip. There is a catch, though. Costco did have to put a cap on electronics. TVs, computers, cameras, and major appliances have a strict 90-day return window. But honestly, 3 months is still triple the industry standard for high-tech items, giving you more than enough time to figure out if that massive new monitor is actually right for your home office. Before we even talk about checking out, we need to talk about the gift card aisle. If you are walking right past the cardboard display of gift cards near the books and clothes, you are ignoring the easiest money-saving hack in the entire store. Costco sells bundles of gift cards for major local restaurants, movie theaters, gaming networks, and travel companies for 20% to 30% below their actual cash value. You can routinely grab 4 $25 restaurant gift cards, a $100 value, for just $79.99. Think about what that actually means. If you know you are going to eat out, or buy movie tickets, or pay for a streaming service anyway, buying these cards beforehand is an instant, guaranteed return on your money. It is essentially giving yourself a massive discount on things you were already going to buy outside of the warehouse. You are probably convinced that without paying that $65 annual membership fee, you are permanently locked out of the cheapest bulk goods in the country. You are entirely wrong. There is a completely legal, policy-approved loophole that lets you shop the aisles, buy the massive packs of paper towels, and even hit the notoriously cheap gas station without ever signing up for an account. Here is the secret. It all comes down to the Costco shop card. This is their version of a standard gift card, and the rule here is absolutely massive for budget shoppers. While only registered members are allowed to actually buy a shop card, absolutely anyone can use one. If you have a friend, a family member, or a coworker who has a membership, simply hand them cash and ask them to buy you a shop card for that exact amount. When you walk up to the greeter at the front door, you just flash that gift card instead of a membership ID with your unflattering photo on the back. They will wave you right through. You can shop the entire warehouse just like a paying member. But it gets even better. If your cart total at checkout goes over the amount on the gift card, you do not have to put items back. You simply pay the remaining balance with cash or a standard debit card. You are essentially getting a free, unrestricted day pass to the warehouse. Even if you don't know a single person with a membership, there is an entire section of the store that is legally forced to be open to the general public. I am talking about the Costco pharmacy. Due to federal and state health regulations, big box retailers cannot gatekeep access to prescription medications. You can walk right past the front door, politely tell the employee you are heading to the pharmacy, and fill your prescriptions at their deeply discounted rates. While paying members do get access to a secondary discount program, the baseline cash prices at the Costco pharmacy routinely beat out the major drugstore chains by a landslide. You can even walk in and get your standard vaccinations without ever joining the club. Now, you might be asking yourself, what good are all these money-saving hacks if you have to spend an hour fighting for a parking spot and another 45 minutes waiting in a checkout line that stretches deep into the frozen food section? Time is money, and retail giants are notorious for stealing yours. If you are going on a Saturday at noon, or a Sunday afternoon, you are doing it completely wrong. You are actively choosing to walk into peak retail chaos. Even Monday mornings are a trap, because that is when local restaurant owners and small businesses flood the store to restock their bulk supplies for the week. So, when is the golden window? In my 15 years of tracking retail foot traffic and consumer habits, Tuesday is the absolute undisputed champion of the week. Specifically, Tuesday morning within the first hour of opening, or Tuesday evening about 45 minutes before the massive metal doors roll shut. By Tuesday, the insane weekend rush has completely died down. The Monday business restockers are gone, and the new inventory has usually just been put out on the floor. The aisles are practically a ghost town. You will breeze through the entrance, have your absolute pick of the freshest produce and marked down items, and walk straight up to the checkout register without waiting behind 5 overloaded carts. If you combine that Tuesday shopping window with the hidden 97-cent clearance codes we talked about in Part 1, and the shop card loophole, you are officially operating on a completely different level than 99% of the people in that building. If this video completely changed how you look at big box shopping, hit that subscribe button. It tells me to keep tearing down these retail pricing models so you can keep more of your hard-earned money exactly where it belongs, in your own pocket. I'll see you in the next breakdown.